How writing can lead you on the path to enlightenment. Hi, it's Kyle. We're not in my car today. Uh, we're actually in my living room. I'm still setting up my workshop so you guys have an actual backdrop to see rather than my couch cushions or my car. You'll occasionally see them after it gets set up. However, I wanted to come on here and talk to you about how writing can help lead you on the path to enlightenment. I was unaware I was on this path for many years. Eventually, I came across many YouTube videos, Erico, Harry Pratt, Master Lamb, a lot of people, and many others, Christy Marie Sheldon, Burt Goldman, just to name a few. And it dawned on me that I've been on this path without knowing what the path is. And that's simply through my fiction writing. Sorry if I'm not staring at the camera exactly. I keep forgetting. I'm trying to hold this phone and, well, staring exactly at the camera is not my forte as yet. I'm working on it. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about a couple of my books and describe to you a little about them as well, but also tell you how they led me to the path I didn't even know I was on. The first book I want to talk to you about, you've seen the cover to before. It's called New World Unexplored. It's a fiction book, not based on the law of attraction at all, yet it really is. Excuse me. And I didn't realize it at the time. I wrote that probably 5-6 years ago. And it's about a guy, the character's name is Drew Lucas. He gets stopped. He's just a rebellious late teens, early 20s guy. And he gets recruited by a team. It's either that or go to jail. He gets recruited by a team to do a project to find a new world to live on. And in the interim, he's with a team of 5 people. And if you want to know more exactly about the book, check out my website. The link will be in the description below. Or beside, I don't know exactly how it works on if you're on a phone compared to a computer. And then when they find a world, they find out it's ruled by a tyrant, all-powerful king who follows them back to Earth. The reason they're looking for a new world is because Earth's coming close to an extinction level event. Anyway, all that aside, it leads the character in that case to believe he has to believe in himself to not only overthrow the king and their hidden army that are threatening humanity, but he must believe in himself for other reasons. If you're interested, you can read about in the book. Another one I want to talk about is a screenplay. It's also a book, but it's a screenplay. I don't have the book handy right now. It's called Planet Earth Time's Up. It's been called a couple things over the years. I've renamed it. It has 2 different main characters. One gets killed toward the middle of the book. Anyway, he has to believe in himself because asteroids threaten Earth. Massive tornadoes, everything is thrown at him. Plus, he's a 16-year-old kid, genius, and his father was killed, working with other people who were his father's peers, and they're obviously older than he is, and don't they take him for granted like he's more of a mascot, yet he's more intelligent than they are. While he's sleeping, they do something that makes the problem worse. So he must believe in himself above all else, knowing he is right and they just undermine him at every turn. Well, anyway, that leads into another character, many discoveries. And I can't say the book has a happy ending, it has a very strange twist. I've yet to do a sequel to it. I might get to it, then again, I might leave it alone. Again, that one was written 3 or 4 years ago. The point to these is simple. My books, my writing, has led me on the path to find all of this. My books, all of my books and all of my screenplays, well, not all, probably 85%, lead me to new discoveries. See, I do not write like most people who, when they studied English in English class, they done the outlines, the title, everything. If it's a nonfiction book, I still won't do the outlines. That bores me. I love the creative process. So I'll do my research, but if I do an outline or even pre-plan the book, it doesn't turn out. I sit down, I write either by hand or on laptop. I still enjoy writing out by hand in notebooks and then retyping them on a computer. However, that all aside, I'll tell you the point. The point is simply this. When you're creative, let me backtrack a little bit. When I write, I sit down, I write, I discover new things about myself. What things I didn't even know I knew. Take, for instance, the one I titled Planet Earth Time's Up. The main character, just before he dies, discovers how to prove string theory in physics. I was not even aware I knew that much physics. No, I'm not saying I solved it. That's way above me. Somebody will someday, if it's possible. But what I'm saying is, I learned things about myself through my own writing. Things I didn't know. I mean, I'll plan to go in one direction in a book. It will go the opposite and make sense by the end. And I'll learn things about myself, about subjects I didn't even know. In the book I showed you, New World Unexplored, I found out, I started writing things, and then after I was done, I looked back and thinking, what the hell? How did I know that? I mean, because I don't have a PhD in physics. I don't have a PhD in anything. I got a bachelor's degree. But some things I find out that I write about seem channeled through me when I'm writing. So that has led me on the path, and I didn't realize it led me on the path. So I guess what I'm saying is it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Each new book or screenplay I write, excuse me, I wanted to make sure my computer screen didn't shut off, so I moved the mouse. Each new book or screenplay I write is an adventure of the mind, because I start out with the concept and I have no idea where it's going to go. I don't plan those things ahead. They just happen. Some things I'm halfway through the book or screenplay and I'm thinking, this sure hell ain't going to work. Yet, when the finished product happens, it works beautifully. Am I in control? No. You're not in control of much. You are on a journey. Writing my books, whether it's New World Unexplored, whether it's Planet Earth Time's Up, whether it's the Dylan Evans Chronicles, my version of Sherlock Holmes. I learned stuff in that one. Well, I can't. Well, technically, I can say I learned it. That I wasn't even aware I knew. So, if you're frustrated, if you're upset at yourself because you're not making progress, try something new. Sit down and write. I don't care what this book, screenplay, short story, poem. Well, poetry's not my thing, but it may lead you to something new. Try something new. When I first got into writing, it wasn't for a career. It was, actually at the time I was depressed. And I wanted to try to get out of a funk, so I started writing. I did. It was just a hobby at the time. And I gave up for a couple years after I'd done my first 3 books, and trust me, my first 3 were terrible. Since then, I've redone 2 of them, and they're a lot better now. I kept the main concepts, just retooled it completely. One of them I haven't got around to. But it's the journey you're on. When I started out writing, like I said, my first 3 books, which are titled Two Lives Collide, The Sixth Life, and one was called, I originally named it The Price of Peace, and the name got changed a few times because apparently that title was taken, but I went back to it. I've since retooled Two Lives Collide and The Price of Peace. I haven't got around to The Sixth Life yet. I think I'm just going to discard that one or piece it out into other books. But anyway, as I said, my first 3 books, when I first wrote them, they sucked. Grammar, sentence structure, point, everything. Everything sucked about them except some of the concepts in the books. As years gone by, I got a lot better at writing. I think I'm a great writer. In fact, I know I'm a great writer, whether it's books or screenplays. But my first few screenplays even sucked. Do they suck now? No, they're great. It's about the journey. I'm sure I'll get better. As will you with whatever you try. It's not about the destination. You could say, I want $1 million. Okay. You visualize it. You do the work. You got that $1 million. Then what? When I first started writing, like I said, it was for depression. Even after that, I didn't write for money. Now, yeah, I'm selling them. But I don't have an end goal with my books and screenplays. Yeah, I want to pitch some to Hollywood, and I have. And I want them to sell. And I've actually got a few offers on them. But I don't have an end goal with that. My end goal, such as it were if there was one, is to keep writing, to keep putting out more material. Because the more I put out, the more I learn about me. And that's with you. The more you put out in your creative process, the more you'll learn about you. Excuse me, the lens is over there. Anyway, at least now you know I'm human. So, like I said, it's about the journey. My books led me on a path of which I knew not what it was. Now you've found your path to where you want to be. But keep going. Keep learning more. Life is about learning. If you got anything out of this, please give a like or thumbs up. And please click subscribe and the bell next to it if you have not already for future videos. Until then, adios.